Welcome back, everyone.
Ooh, welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for those who are stopping by the chat. Not my favorite platform to go live on. I'm sorry, I love to go live on TikTok. It is not an easy platform for me to use when I use the desktop. So it's easier for me to use my mobile. That's how I should say that. It is so much easier for me to use my mobile. We have a discussion that we need to have. So let's get a complete update. What we need to do, you guys, is tap that screen. I know it's a lot, and I know I'm asking a lot for you all to show up because you normally don't have to show up at this time. But we need to get this to a close, and you need to get some clarification as to what just happened. It took less than 5 minutes for this to be brought and to happen. So I need you to share the live. I need you to share the live. So much misinformation is going to be put out there. I have the complete clarity as to what happened, what the judge decided, the date that's been decided, what's going on, and whether or not you will see something different. There's a lot to uncover, and it is a short time because we want to go ahead and get on to the 4th of July, right? Basically, that's what's happening around the world for the rest of us. But the Combs family is facing some snags, right? A lot of, they face some good and then they face some snags. And the good that they did face is not a bad thing. They do have some good news in all of this. So we will cover this as briefly and as quickly as I can without too many distractions. Yes, you are allowed to tap the microphone. Just know if I don't bring you up, sometimes you'll see people go in the chat, bring me up, bring me up. I said, bring me up now. So if there are certain people that do get to come up right away. If you are a subscriber, you get to come up. So you do want to tap right away. And then people, I'm not saying everyone gets to come up. You could go in that queue, fill it up. You're already starting to do so. Fill up that queue, feel free. But what you have to do is, as far as prioritizing who has something to say, because they've been here for 6 to 8 weeks and really contributing a lot to the conversation, we have to prioritize those people. The people that return and come back, those people matter just as much as the new viewers as well. So we want to make sure that we just stay as fair as we can. All right. So here's what we are going to do. I'm going to share with you. Let me know if you can hear me. Tap that screen and let me know if you can hear me. Let's share with you what I have so far. I have some reactions and some things that I want to go over. If you guys will stick around with that, I'm going to give you some reactions. I'm going to give you what's going on regarding sentencing, and then you are going to hear me go back to that. So we're going to start with what's going on regarding sentencing. We'll get back to that. I know that people may want to come on the microphone, so tap those microphones. Get ready to go ahead and come up. If you want to come up, I understand that because there are a lot of reactions, and thank you so much for that, Raina. There are a lot of reactions, you guys, to what's going on. It is so important. I don't want that misinformation to get started. Sometimes I feel like that misinformation, it doesn't take long for it to get going, so we need to get some clarity. Okay, so here's what the judge did. Okay, at at about 5:15 p.m. or 4:15, I'm in Texas. So about 4:15 my time, we got the word that the bail hearing was ready to get started. And the judge had already decided, they went back and forth, and the prosecution presented what they presented, the defense presented what they presented. One person obviously didn't present as well as the other person. The other person was taking a look. Here's what the judge had access to. And the prosecution presented their presentation. What they had in their presentation as to why they wanted the bail to be denied, what they had in their presentation was a letter from Cassie. So Cassie put in I'm really terrified letter. I'm very, very scared for my life. Cassie says that, if you let him out, I'm not going to be okay. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to be safe. And so she put that letter, okay, and came through and presented that letter with her attorney, and she just put in a bunch of fear mongering kind of thing. And the judge says, you know what? Okay, I don't, I have a lot that I'm weighing, and he's looking at what the prosecution is weighing. And then he goes, you know what? Okay, you guys are putting a lot on me. And I told you that I was going to have my 4th of July. He didn't say that, but he definitely had a lot to weigh, a lot to, we kind of thought when he said just stay in the holding room, it was almost as if he thought he was going to go home. We saw King Combs celebrating. We saw Justin and King get out celebrating, listening to the new King Combs Kanye West song, and they were dancing and they were doing some push-ups. And King turned around to the camera and said, "My dad's coming home." And here's the deal. It's not a lie. Sean P. Diddy Combs is going to come home. It's not like you thought it was going to be. He does not have life in prison. I even have a date for you. So if you want to sit back, get your notebook so that you can make sure you share this information out properly. I even know when he's coming home. And he may even come home sooner than the date that I have written down. So you guys just go ahead and take a listen real quick and I'll share that information with you. Right? So um, I mean, if it was a money thing, he would have bought his go home right now. If it was money, you guys, honestly, he would have bought it and he would have went home an hour ago. So money doesn't always get us what we want, right? So here's what the judge did. He looked at that letter from Kathy. He looked at the prosecution, and that was just stronger in his decision. That's a judicial thing that happens, and there were some signs of looking at the accusation that this person may have an anger management issue. He kind of had to weigh all those things to decide, is this someone that I need to let go home until sentencing? And here's the reason why he's concerned about sentencing, because it is when the sentencing is. And it was that concern that he said, well, where's he going to go? And then they said, defense, wrong answer. Defense, wrong answer. Tap in. The defense says, oh, he's going to go to Star Island. Oh, yeah. So here's what you don't know because you're the public, but then the judge is like, I can't have him go to Star Island. Well, why not? Why can't he go to Star Island, Coach Shields? Well, listen, they're looking at the fact that Fat Joe, got his fat ass there. They're looking at the fact that DJ Khaled got his fat ass there. They don't know who's doing what. So because of that, they're like, yeah, no, you can't say New York because I would have been cool if he was going home to New York. But then they kept saying Star Island. I think that's where the defense messed up. That's probably the only thing that they were able to do wrong because they did get the man off. They got the man off. There's no RICO. They got the man off on no RICO, right? But at the same time, they definitely messed up this as bond bail hearing thing, okay? But it's not completely messed up. Let me tell you all of the ins and outs because Diddy is still going home. Did you know that? Sean P. Diddy Combs is still going home. So here's the thing, he is looking at having to go to his bail sentencing, right? Well, the sentencing, what is he being sentenced for? We told you that he's found guilty on 2 counts: transportation, prostitution. Well, what did those sentences, how long did those sentences, what time do you have on those sentences? Well, you can give a person anywhere from 0 to 10 years with those sentences. So with 0 to 10 years, and you have two guilties on those sentences, on those counts, I'm sorry, on those counts, you have two guilties. Okay, so on those counts, you have two guilties. And with that being the case, because you have two guilties on those counts, you are going to have to look at 0 to 10 years per count. So he's looking at, let's just go max. He's looking at about 10 years for the first one that he counts. Let's get that count correct. So he's looking at 10 years on count three. And then he's looking at 10 years on count five. 10 years is the first one, Cassie Ventura. Second one, looking at the Jane, right? So he's looking at 10 years, 10 per ho. 10 per ho. Y'all can put that on the t shirt. Diddy got 10 per ho. Okay. So anyway, that way y'all keep them hoes out your life. So anyway, we're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to stay real serious. So he's looking at 10 years per charge, right? So because of that, he's like I said, 0 to 10 years. So the minimum, the maximum amount of time that he would actually do behind bars without the ability to kind of leave and get out on good behavior, he probably would look at maybe around 12 months, which is in 2 more months. He's probably could look at about 12 months behind bars, right? And then kind of good behavior, get out kind of thing. Or he could look at maybe about 24 months. We're talking about some very light charges. That's why I kept telling you guys over and over again, those are the lesser charges. They come back with that not guilty on RICO. We're not really looking at a bad thing for Sean P. Diddy Combs. That may not be the outcome that he wants, but it is what it is. So here's a time. I know exactly when sentencing is. So you guys, I wanted to share that with you. All you have to do is tap 7 more times. 7 more times. Tap the screen 7 more times. I'll tell you exactly what day that he's going to come back into the court for sentencing. So tap that 7 more times and I got you. Too easy. Too easy. Easy information to access. See, you guys rock. You put it up to 239 taps immediately because you want to be tapped all the way in with Coach Dee Shields. So here's the sentencing date. Everybody's going to get through the 4th of July, okay? we're going to have my birthday because I'm a Virgo. So we're going to get through my birthday as well. We are going, y'all don't know about that. Y'all can care less about that. Let me talk about something you care about. So they're going to get through Labor Day. All right. So the 4th of July will come and go. The Labor Day will come and go. But guess what? Diddy might be able to possibly take a chance, maybe one more time, ask again to be seen for to ability to get out, kind of bond out. Because on October 3rd at 10 o'clock in the morning, book your ticket and be in New York. Say what I said. No, I didn't say that. New Yorkers might want me to say that, but don't do that. New Yorkers might not even want me to tell y'all to come to New York. But October 3rd at 10 a.m. is the sentencing. So he will be doing his sentencing at October 3rd at 10 a.m. The judges decided for now you are going to have to stay there until then. Defense is still doing an acquittal. Defense is still trying to get him home. You have a governor that can pardon those lesser charges. You have a president that can pardon. Thank you so much for that early Virgo birthday. Thank you so for that. So you have a president that can also that can do the same. That can do a pardon, you guys. So because of that, October 3rd is sentencing, but he still has an opportunity to go home. We have acquittal opportunity to go home. You have appeal opportunity to go home. You have all kind of pardons available to you to go home. So many things can happen before October 3rd. But if not, on the table, the judge walked in 3 minutes, 5 minutes in. He says, bail denied. And he says, I'll see you at sentencing. Okay, Sean P. Diddy Combs. I'll see you at, he said, Sean Combs, I'll see you at sentencing October 3rd at 10 o'clock. Diddy has to go back to the detention center for now. And that's still not bad. There are people that get told live, or whatever they get told, right? He didn't get told that. He didn't get told that. There was a not guilty on RICO. So whether he likes it or not, it's okay. Because you know what? Earlier today, he was opening the Bible and he was reading. And they said, well, Sean P. Diddy Combs, what are you reading? And he was reading this. He was reading, for the music leader of David, I have taken refuge in the Lord. So since he was reading Psalm 11 anyway, then he's going to be fine. You're just going to have to memorize Psalm 11 at this point, because guess what? You're going to be there a while. Might as well memorize it. All right. So he has a couple more weeks that he's going to have to spend some time. He may come with another scripture. Meanwhile, everyone's going to go in and take a look at what he was reading today, and maybe get some meaning behind that. The Psalm 11 tells you that God loves a righteous deed, right? He tells you that those whose heart is right will see God's face. So he has more time to get his heart right. That's actually rehab at this point for Sean P. Diddy Combs. So bail denied, rehab, more time. That's actually really, really good. He'll get out and not want to drink. Look at that. Look at God. Look at God. He gonna get out and not want to drink. And I think I absolutely understand that there's a lot of complex dynamics to this trial, but this is still not bad for Sean P. Diddy Combs. He will get to go home. He will be able to see his children continue to grow and thrive, and that's really a good thing for him. um you said they're gonna find something else on him. Until then, they're gonna do their damnedest, right, Scott? Because they really are going to be above and beyond trying to get something on Sean P. Diddy Combs, right? But that's all that I have for you guys. I just wanted to jump in. You guys can tap that microphone. I hit the first one that wants to come up and say something, and that's all that I have. I just wanted to get that explanation to you so that you can understand. And tomorrow we'll go through, have a full conversation. Make sure you come by at noon. Follow the host, because you can't catch me live all the time. I am busy a lot. So you can't always catch me live. So follow the host if you will. You know that you can come by and check me at noon, between noon and 2. We can kind of go a little early now. We can get back to our early time again. We don't have to wait for the court to do this, to do that, right? So we'll probably about 12 to 1, come in and tap in, and we'll have more of the conversation. We'll have more of the reactions. Lots of good reactions happen even after the verdict. Let's go in and take a look at some of those impressive reaction. Mark Agnifilo never felt like this before. Lead attorney Mark Agnifilo said, I'm relieved that I'm not miserable with an outcome. Jury was looking down, kind of smiling, because Sean P. Diddy Combs did like this and did a thank you to the jury. He said thank you. And they kind of looked down with a kind of humble, like, thank you. We appreciate that you appreciate us, kind of thing. Prosecution went ham trying to keep him in, going crazy, going out of the way. Teeny Garagos is aggravated that the prosecution won't let it go. Those kind of things happen, to be expected, right? All right. So, Sean P. Diddy Combs bail denied, but yeah, no, things like that do go down any given Diddy trial day, right? Any given Diddy trial day. Protein shake, people. so that we don't get no misunderstanding as to what that is. All right. So I appreciate you guys so much. I will make sure that we have a conversation again, tomorrow, and we'll go into more depth. Let's, get the emotions in check. A huge crowd outside of the courtroom waiting for what they thought was going to be Sean P. Diddy Combs coming outside. And because Christian said, my daddy's coming home, man, that Christian, you have pull and power. I'm telling you, King Kong said, Daddy coming home. Everybody ran to the streets. So the courtroom is crowded. So the crowd's reacting, that kind of thing. But crowd, listen, people understand. October 3rd at 10 o'clock in the morning, we will all come live and take a look and listen and the sentencing, and we'll see what the decision is. Sean P. Diddy Combs can do at the minimum 0 to 10 per charge, right? And if he gets the maximum kind of sentencing on those charges, he probably will stay behind bars another 20 months, if that, another 20 months, if that. Okay. Hey, Heather. Man, Heather, I wish you were at the beginning of my talk. So, you know what, you guys, make sure you come back by. I'm excited about it not being live, and you know what I'm going to do? You know what the culture is going to do tonight? The culture is going to be watching life. We all know what happened at the end of life, but seriously, we're going to be watching. Am I the only one going to watch life? I have to finish up the Never Ever Mets because that show is just so good. That show is good. Y'all watch Love Island and I watch my people on the Never Ever Mets. But I have to finish that up and then I'm gonna watch Life to go to sleep too. So that'll be really good. You get some real rest this time for sure. Each count can carry 10 years. And so each count at max can carry 10 years. Who gets max? Everybody doesn't get max. More than likely, he will not. This is a first time offender, right? This is a first time convicted offender. So he won't get the max. Not a first time convicted offender. He'll get the bare minimum for sure. And we'll find that all out on October 3rd at 10 o'clock. And meanwhile, president can give a pardon. Meanwhile, governor can give a pardon. Meanwhile, the appeal can go through. Meanwhile, the acquittal request can go through any given Diddy trial day. You have no idea what will happen, right? Scott, thank you so much for your comments. Enigma, thank you. Hey, Heather, I think I said that already. Hey, thank you, Same. Thank you for your gifts and thank you for coming by. You guys know to come by tomorrow. Make sure you tap in. Please, please, please support me tomorrow. Same, we got about 3 minutes. You want to jump up if you can? You want to jump up and give? I'd love to see your reaction. What is your reaction? Sean P. Diddy Combs found not guilty on RICO, found guilty on 2 of the 5 charges. However, he was charged at a guilty on transportation and prostitution of the prostitutes Cassie and Jane, and because of that, he has to kind of answer to some sins. It is what it is. We did call this girl, did we? We called this thing almost to a T, did we not? Man, I tell you, listen, God is favoring Sean P. Diddy Combs right now. And you know what? He's been praying, and they painted him a picture of him today. He was on his knees, fell to his knees as the jury walked out after their verdict announcement. And he was grateful and he fell to his knees. And they said, what is he reading today? And he read the 11th Psalm. You guys better go read it. I read it today as well. So make sure you go read it. But, it's a lot with this trial. We expected a lot of, ins and outs and turns and tips and changes and things like that. But all things are good. I want you guys to make sure you tap into my, well, God favors everybody, but who said that? Who said that? Who misunderstanding God in the chat? Girl, God favors everybody. That's the difference between, my pastor said something. He said something this weekend. That's the difference between the way that we guide, and that's why I want you guys to watch my number two pinned video. That's why I need you to watch that video. I said that maybe 3 months ago. It's so important that you go to my profile, follow, and watch that video because that's the point that I'm making. God doesn't think with emotion like us. God doesn't think with opinion like us. God doesn't think with, I'm going to do this or that. He doesn't think like that. We serve an almighty God. Why say it in church if you don't believe it? That is not the way that God is. God doesn't insert hate because he doesn't like the way that someone behaved. If that was the case, all our asses would never see the time of day in heaven. That's just the way, not the way that God thinks. All of us have sinned in some point in time. Now one person can throw a stone and we cannot decide who God forgives. Ain't that cray cray? Ain't that cray cray, chat? Like you can't even decide who God forgives. How bad did. All right. So we just don't know, you know. But God is in everything. God, I see. Are you the type of person? I was praying before I went live. You know what I'm saying? Like you, I see God in everything. I'm sitting up here looking at, look at this. I didn't see God in the blonde hair. I'm sitting up here wearing black hair that whole time, wearing red hair. All of a sudden, I wear the blonde hair, and I didn't see God. Oh, good God! Like you can see God in everything. I promise you guys. Never say that. Never say that again. I hope that you know that. I minored in Christian ministry. I've been in church my entire life. Majored in psychology. All kind of things. I just have a faith, and I'm a believer on many levels. Right. So never say that. God's everywhere. God's in everything that happens. You can't out God, and guess what? He shows up everywhere, whether people see it or not. Even Lucifer will tell your ass that, right? All right, so that's pretty much all that I have, you guys. Can you tell that I'm tired? God is always favoring, always showing favor, and you never know where God's going to show up with the favor. Just always doing something, yeah, that we can't predict what will happen, and that's why God's God, right? That's why God's God. God is God. Okay, so that's all that I have for you guys for today. October 3rd, the judge says, I will deny bail until sentencing. October 3rd at 10 a.m. is the set sentencing for Sean P. Diddy Combs to learn exactly how much time will he have to do on the lesser charges, if any. It'll definitely be at a time served for sure. If it's a lesser time, 0 to 10 is, that's the window. So at a 0 to 10, he may go home on October 3rd. And, when is Diddy's birthday, you guys? I forgot. When is Sean P. Diddy Combs' birthday? Let's see. Who can get that answer? When is his birthday? How fast can we get an answer to that? Um, let's see. Child, man. Well, God favors Sean P. Diddy Combs for sure because his birthday is November 4th. The man may go, thank you for that. Thank you for that, Miss Marquita. So the man may go home on right before his birthday. Have a month too, and guess the only thing he's not gonna have instead of a white party, he's gonna have a black party. He gonna have a blackety black party. Okay, so if Sean P. Diddy Combs goes home on October 3rd at the sentencing at 10 a.m., if they tell him walk out them steps and be free and know that you are free to go and just don't come back in here anymore, kind of talk that he'll be given to the judge, he'll go home before his birthday, and I'm sure that will be a wonderful gift for Sean P. Diddy Combs. So we'll just wait it out and see. The summer will still be the summer. I do want to see him moved though, and that is because Martha Stewart wasn't in no raggedy ass detention center. So if we don't have Martha Stewart in no raggedy detention center, move the likes of Sean P. Diddy Combs over there to that little luxury place where Martha was. Okay, stop. Get this rich man out of that jail. Well, y'all don't do that to nobody else, Rich. I don't want you to do that to Sean P. Diddy Combs. Get him out the tacky at. Move Sean P. Diddy Combs out the jail or whatever God meant for me to say on that. Don't do that, D. Don't curse. Don't do that. Don't do that. But definitely put him where you put all the rich men. Put him over there where Harvey Weinstein is when he hanging out when he not at the courthouse. Put him where you put the rich men at because he doesn't need to be at that detention center while he waits. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see what happens, right? But Sean Combs, bail denied within minutes of the bail hearing by Judge Subramanian, who says, I will make my decision on your fate in sentencing. As far as sentencing goes, it's no life in prison. He's fine. He may, he read the 11th Psalm. The answer to what he's going through is in the 11th Psalm. So he's familiar with it. He knows what's happening. It's everything that's in the Bible scripture that he read today. Right, steak and lobster in jail, playing ping pong and ATM, getting money out the ATM for the commissary. Put him in that jail. That's exactly where you put Sean Combs. That is a rich man that has done a lot for a lot of people and has brought a lot of wealth to America's economy. So because of that, you put that man somewhere good. Put him where you gonna put Trump or whatever they had said. Somebody else said that. I don't even know who said that. Don't talk like that in the studio when I'm live. Okay? All right. Don't do that. Do not talk about the prezi of the United States. All right? Learn how to act. I don't know who said that. That wasn't me. All right, you guys. So listen, Sean Combs is going to be coming back for a hearing on October 3rd at 10 a.m. And you guys just continue to stick with me. We'll have a conversation again tomorrow. We'll tap into a little ditty. We'll be talking about the big Beautiful bill, as well as the House is taking a look at and voting on that tonight. So we'll keep an eye on that. And when he gets out, man, that blackity black, it's gonna be an all black party from now on. Every time Sean P. Diddy Combs has a party from now on, it's gonna be an all black party. And he is going to be making sure that it's blackity black, black, black if he gets out to have a birthday party but this year in 2025. All right. All right, you guys, that's all that I have. Go listen to King Combs. King Combs has to take care of the family right now while daddy's away. So go support the music. That's what we do to artists. That's what we do. So go support the music. Diddy Free. That's the song. Kanye West and King Combs. Baby Combs has made a song and he put all his emotions in the song. So go over there and press play on the song because he really put how he felt. He really put how he felt about it. And he was very genuine in that. So you guys go over there and take a look at that. Love you too, Heather. Thank you for coming back by. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for my returning viewers. For those who you just follow, 6 new followers, thank you. Thank you. Sometimes I feel like I don't deserve this. So I was like, you shouldn't have said that. I'll spank myself. I shouldn't have said it. Sometimes I know I said, I act right. My apologies if I said anything that I shouldn't have said. Okay, you guys and viewers at the 2.8. Thank you so much for that. 2.7. These do work. 2.7 thousand taps on the screen. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you guys so much. So I'm going to get ready to pack. My daughter says, "Mother, are you packed? You've been doing so much Sean P. Diddy Combs. Is your bag packed?" It is kind of. I know which suitcase I'm gonna roll. It's my favorite one. Stay tuned to my timeline. I know which one I'm gonna roll with. I know which suitcase I'm gonna take through the airport. That's a big deal for a Virgo. Virgo already knows her suitcase before she travels. I have progress. It hasn't been delaying me too much. I have progress. Thank you guys so much. Sending love out to my son and his wife. Happy 4th of July. I hope you guys have a good one. To my daughter and her husband and my grands. Have a happy and a good one. To my other daughter and her husband and and my grands. Have a happy 4th of July. I just love everything that we have planned. I'm looking forward to whatever it is that they do. It's always a lot. And my daughters are like, Mother will last, she's going to be so tired. She will last about the first 15 minutes with the grandchildren. That's not true. They act like I didn't raise the greats that they are. They always act like I didn't raise them. They get married and they get beside themselves. They get beside themselves. But I can handle 5 grandchildren. Can't you guys? I'm joking. I will be fine. They know I'm dramatic. They know their mother's dramatic. I will be absolutely fine and definitely need the time off. Hit a little bit of beach here and there. Definitely get a lot of extra time off because I definitely deserve it. If you don't know, my last vacation, I know you guys have seen me in Colorado and hiking, but I was working. When I'm in Denver, I'm working. When I'm in Colorado Springs, I'm working. When you saw me up in North Texas, I was working. Those were all work times, right? I'm back in Austin, Texas, and so I haven't had a vacation. My children, I have a law enforcement, I have nurse, I have dental. My children are grown. They have husbands and children, right? And they're grown. They have pets. One couple they have pets right now. My grandbaby's on the way, right? Soon, soon, soon. We're gonna claim that. But I've been really I haven't had a vacation since they were in middle school. Since they were in middle school, and we went to Galveston. I'm in Austin, Texas. Does that even count? It don't count. Everybody say it don't count. So even when you saw me in Germany, I was visiting my grandchildren. I did get to go to France, and I did get to do some shopping in France and looking and touring and sightseeing in Germany and France. But still, it wasn't vacation because I was with the grands. But I'm talking about a vacation for myself, right? It's time for me to get that planned and do something like that really, really soon. All right. Thank you guys. She said, remember the rest, Heather. I will. I'm drinking my water, my black tea. I'm doing everything I can to get recouped and to get, this type 2 really does overwhelm me. You guys saw me get sick live during the show yesterday. Like it was overwhelming to me. Sometimes type 2 wins and sometimes it doesn't. My A1C is down. I'm down 55 pounds. My A1C is down. The sugar is down, but sometimes type 2 still wins. So that's the part of the life, right? So you're never gone from type 2 diabetes with the low A1C. That's why they call it remission. You just end up having some symptoms and just have to remember to follow the things that they won't even let me talk about it. I did a whole video on TikTok telling you guys what I do with my dietitian and all. I can't even say that word on here, with my D and my other doctor, and I was telling you guys everything and how it's happened, and they won't let me talk about it. They said we removed your video for trying to tell people how you took it off and all that. We removed it, and TikTok removed my video. So over on YouTube, I'll try again to post it on YouTube and see if they'll let me. But I think I did try to post it on YouTube. Not sure if they're allowing it to go through the algorithm. Click my YouTube link in bio if you guys will. I do updates on there. And the repeat of the show will be on YouTube link in bio. The books, you can support the books with the link in the bio. Also, watch my second video. We had a conversation just a few minutes ago. Watch my second video. And when I talk about how people can't out God always decides. And Diddy's a believer. He knows that. He knows that. Right? All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much. 30 minutes of talk. I appreciate you. Um, yeah, they have too much power when they won't even let me talk about what I know works, because I'm on the first year in 3 months. I know that what they are having me do works, and they don't want me to talk about it. And I didn't go and lay down and get, a surgery and get cut up, but they don't want you to know about it. So that's awful. That's awful, right? All right, you guys. So we're gonna get out of here, tap out of here before I say something and they're like, guess what? You will be on YouTube going live from now on. Also, podcast. All right. What D says the podcast, you guys support me there. Also, what D says the podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. Mod, thank you for your work. 3,000. You also, for all of you that tapped in, thank you for that, for the views and everything, the gifts and everything that you guys do in my live. Please know that I appreciate you. Tomorrow, we'll talk about the big, beautiful bill, as well as some additional reactions to Sean P. Diddy Combs. Thank you guys. Have a good one. See you later, Heather.